We're live on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Rob Brinkman, John Coyle. This is the Rant Booth, exclusively on A2D streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Miss anything here on the Rant Booth or on A2D Radio, download us wherever you get your podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, Google Play, iHeart, iTunes. It's Takeover Talk. We're brought to you here today by, of course, Johnny Coyle's All Campus. 20% off
20%
A2D
off memberships.
A2D members, 10% off while the podcast is going on. And you come in, get your 10% off. Jump on with us in the Rant Booth. Tell us what you think about this Eagles game today. They're going to Detroit, 1 o'clock kick. We got everything covered on the game, the Eagles, big picture Eagles, small picture Eagles. We'll have fantasy updates throughout the show. We got countdown here on the background. We'll get into some game picks as well. So let's jump right into it, Johnny. This is the worst Eagles team in the last 25 years. Agree or disagree? So we're in 20. Let's just break it down for a second here.
Yeah, yep.
It's 2021.
Right.
Back to 2000 is 21 years.
Yeah, you're talking like 95,
minus
something
4
like
is
that.
96.
Yeah.
Now, I know they had some bad records under Andy Reid, some 4-12, some.
I would love Andy Reid.
Some black eyes on the franchise, but for the most part, from 99 plus 20, when did he get fired? 17, 16, whatever it was.
16, right?
So I can't say that any of those teams were the worst teams in the past 25 years because they were in the NFC Championship game, playoffs. They had a franchise quarterback. They had a great defense. They had great. I say it a lot here. They had great bones.
Yeah. We had a foundation.
Bones.
We had a foundation.
You had the bookend tackles. You take Trey and 98.
Runyon.
And then Runyon comes over as one of the best free agent signings in this franchise's history. You get the bookends. Then they filled in with Juan Castillo and Andy Reid, who was the GM there. He had full control.
Yes.
Wonder. I think that correlates a little bit. I think it does.
We could talk that later in the show.
I got my fresh white Terrell Owens jersey. Has an impeccable record when I wear it, by the way. So maybe that'll bring the Eagles luck.
We need something.
I know. Well, it's my fault they lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots in 2004.
Yeah, wear it?
Because I wore T.O. every game. Every single game
you forgot
I wore
the
T.O.
Super Bowl?
And then he was hurt, and then I wore Westbrook for the through the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so I went with Westbrook for the Super Bowl,
right.
And they lost. So that's on me. I'll take it. I'll wear it. We'll discount the fact that Donovan McNabb wasn't ready to play and he threw up on the field. But the last 25 years, I guess I would have to agree.
It's hard not to.
Because some of those 4-12 teams and those horrendous records under Andy Reid, you can justify things happen. McNabb got hurt a couple times. He had the sports hernia the one year.
Right.
He tore his ACL the one year. But like I said, even when McNabb went out, the team had good bones.
Yeah.
They had a good infrastructure.
Yes.
This team has nothing. We talked about it last week. Like who's here in 2 years that you can build around? I disagree to that poll now. If we did that poll this week, it'd be a vehement disagree.
Yeah.
Honestly, John, I think they should put the whole team on a bus, drive it off the Walt Whitman, and just start all over expansion style, starting with next year's draft, where hopefully you're going to have 3 first-round. 3 first-round picks looks pretty promising because, don't look now, but Carson Wentz played pretty good in Indy.
He's looking good.
Pretty good.
But I'm definitely going to have to disagree to the poll, too. I
agreed.
I'm sorry. You're right. I agree to the poll. Yeah, this is the worst team in 25 years. And talent-wise, maybe it's not. But the thing to me is there's no future. There's no hope going forward. Every single team with Andy Reid or even Rich Kotite, when they had a bad team, you can always see something. You can always take something out of it. Right now, there's nothing I could take out of these games besides negative. There's no positive anywhere in any one of these games. And that to me justifies this as the worst team.
Don't forget to sign up for A2D memberships for $9.99 a month. You get great, amazing perks, including picks from the Money Pop podcast, giveaways, all kinds of stuff. Sign up, $9.99 a month. We already got the chat humming.
Yeah.
CPA outdoorsman disagree. We have talent and hope, but terrible management. Where's the talent?
I agree with you with the management, right? We definitely have horrible management, but yeah, again, where is the talent? I mean, I don't see it outside of a rookie, promising wide receiver. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to hang our hat on.
And the Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, I love him to death, but I mean, he had a couple drops last week.
Yeah, and I always said this going into the draft. I said this. I don't think a wide receiver makes a quarterback. So I don't think a wide receiver, unless he's that Terrell Owens, Randy Moss type of wide receiver that's going to make your quarterback better, it's kind of a wasted pick if you don't have a quarterback that can throw to him, right? We're just wasting Jalen Smith. I'm sorry,
Jalen Hurts. I got you.
Yeah.
But the hope with that draft pick was your top receiver last year from a receiving yard standpoint was Travis Fulgham.
Right.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think that's the case. So for you to figure out if Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback or not, you got to get the Slim Reaper. And to me, I know we disagree. I know we disagree on that because you're a Parsons guy.
Right.
Penn State with a nice little cover last night.
Nice little covers. Should have won.
Little covers. Yeah, but I mean, that's a tough spot.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's say they took Micah Parsons like you wanted. Is your outlook any different? Are we still? Yeah. We're still talking about this team as one of the worst teams in Eagles history in the past 25 years.
No, I don't think so. I honestly, I think one player changes my answer to this question today. You get me that staple defenseman who I know is going to be here for 10, 12 years, who is going to be the leader on defense for us. He changes games. He takes away a tight end. He takes away a running back. That guy can take away possibly the best player on the offensive side of the ball. Devontae Smith doesn't do any. He doesn't pull the needle for me to make this team any better. Like Micah Parsons could have changed this entire defense.
See, I know he's promising, but I don't think Micah Parsons changes this defense that much. I really don't.
Defense ain't horrible.
Yes, it is.
It's not horrible.
Yes, it is.
Our secondary's okay. Our front line's pretty good. As long as we're healthy, everything's pretty good. It's our linebackers. We're getting completely toasted in this cover 2 shell that we play, and it's not even close to someone covering anyone in the middle of the field.
Agree with the scheme, but what we talk about? I was confident going into the game last week. I thought they were going to get a big win, and I thought they were on their way to 4-4.
Right,
and I could maybe somewhat be optimistic about this team going forward. This high-paid defensive line got bullied by a Raiders offensive line that is the weak part of their team,
right,
and 2 was injured. Where was Fletcher Cox last week? Where was Hargrave last week? Derek Barnett has been a ghost since we drafted him, except for the one strip sack that he got. It's the one fumble recovery he got in the Super Bowl to kind of ice the game a little bit. And then you have Josh Sweat, who I still don't understand that contract extension. He's a rotational guy, and you sign him to 3-year, $27 million.
You hope
that's a bad contract.
Well, I'm not going to say it's a bad contract. You hope that Howie, and he's kind of been right on this, getting ahead of the curve and signing guys. So you hope Josh Sweat turns into that, and I think he has the talent to do it. Whether he does it or not, that time's going to tell. Right now, no, but he's not really getting. I don't think he's getting too much playing time. Like I hope he gets next year.
Why isn't he getting playing time? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, you got Kerrigan. You got
Kerrigan stinks. He shouldn't be on this team. And I told people when they got excited about Kerrigan.
Here.
I told people when they got excited about Kerrigan that if Kerrigan had anything left in the tank, he'd be on a contending football team. Like the Packers, a contender would have saw that and grabbed them up to be a rotational defensive end. The fact that he had his only option was a Philadelphia Eagles team that is clearly in rebuild mode.
Right.
It tells me everything I need to know about a veteran like Ryan Kerrigan. You think he came here out of choice? You think he came here to chase a ring?
No, he didn't. No one came here to chase a ring. That's definitely, and I don't know, maybe it was his only option or not. The fact is, he had a good year last year, and you were hoping that he can contribute somewhat this year, at least maybe in the locker room and building up a Derek Barnett and a Josh Sweat. So I'm not going to knock that signing. I was okay with that signing. It seemed okay. I just need to see Josh Sweat prove us that he has that contract, that he can come through on big third and longs and make it work for these contracts.
Stuart McLaughlin, I've been hearing a lot of this on social media. I've had people text me about it. Should have kept Jordan Hicks. Should have kept Jordan Hicks.
That's so long ago. I'm not going to get into that.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's making plays on the Arizona Cardinals, who are a really good
He was with us. He never
game.
stayed healthy. There wasn't 1 year he finished, ever.
But when he played, he was good.
Yeah.
But Bob Brinkman, as much as we need a linebacker, we needed a playmaker on the outside, and we cleared Alshon and Deshaun out.
I hear you, but didn't we go to this well a couple times? Didn't we go to the well with Reagor? Didn't we go to the well with J.J. Whiteside? Shouldn't have those been our playmakers?
But they're not.
I hear you, they're not. But how many times are you going to dig into that well?
As many times as you need to.
Well, then you're never going to build a team. You're never going to build a team.
And that's where we're at.
I hear you. For people who say Devontae Smith was the pick, the clear-cut pick, I disagree. I don't think that was a clear-cut pick. I think you get a defenseman that's going to change the game. Micah Parsons could do that, especially on this defense. He could do that. Devontae Smith is never, ever going to win us a game in the next 2 years himself. It's not going to happen, guys. He's never going to make 3 or 4 big enough plays in a game to win us a game.
I don't agree with that. He's good enough to.
Maybe he's good enough. Whether he's good enough to or not doesn't matter because he doesn't have a partner that he needs to make him good.
Well, this is why it's a rebuild. It's a total rebuild. They're not saying they're rebuilding, but they're rebuilding. This team stinks.
Right.
This team absolutely stinks.
Yeah, I hear you. But if you're going to rebuild and you're saying your quarterback is the issue and you got to rebuild with the quarterback, why draft a wide receiver if you know he's going to flounder and you know he's not going to succeed because you're putting him in a spot to fail? You don't think there's going to be another Devontae Smith next year or the following year?
Yeah, these receivers come in and step
They're always
right
here.
away.
Always here.
Especially with the way that these RPOs and these spread offenses, these college concepts are being incorporated into the professional
Most
game.
colleges now throw 70% of the time now too, just like the NFL. So I don't understand why Devontae Smith was so big of a... He wasn't even the best wide receiver in this draft.
No, but you didn't have a chance at Pitts or Chase.
Okay.
They went before 6.
You had a chance at the best defensive player in the draft, the whole entire draft. The best. And you passed on.
But that's what this, and then we get back to the management. That's what this franchise, that's what Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman want. They want to throw. They want to score points.
Right.
And they want to be just good enough on defense to get it done, which they're nowhere close to right now.
Right.
But look at the track record of the past, I want to say 3-4 years. It's all offense.
It is. It is all offense. Yeah, it is all offense. And I don't think that's going to change next year either. We got 3 first-rounders. What's the likelihood that we're really taking a defensive player? I don't see it. I mean, we're probably going to go offensive line, probably go quarterback, and then maybe a secondary guy. Maybe. I don't see us going anywhere else.
Well, and
but offense again.
There are more rounds to the draft than the first round. After the Zach Ertz trade, you have 11 draft picks in this draft. You know, you can find guys late, especially in the NFL. It's not the NBA, where there's 2 rounds and there's maybe 3 or 4 second-round guys in the history of the whole league that are contributors. You know? Like Odell Beckham went 15th. Tom Brady went in the 6th round.
Yeah, you definitely can find guys.
Like you can get quarterbacks in the 3rd and 5th round. I like this Pickett guy out of Pitt. I know they lost yesterday to Miami, but if you take 3 defensive guys in the 1st round and then it's going to be a high.
The quarterback?
Yeah.
All right.
Pickett, you don't like it? I'm
no,
just saying, you're not going to have to take him in the first round, even though the way quarterbacks
he'll go
are
in the first
selected in this
round. Yeah,
league.
he'll go in the first round.
Well, maybe you use your 11 draft picks, and then you get a fourth first-round pick somehow.
Listen, there's tons of options. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much right now. I do want to talk a little bit more about this team and how we feel about going forward with the rest of this season. Hopefully, we can etch out the win today, and have a little bit of optimism going into the rest of the year. That gives us 3 wins if we win today, right? That's a little bit more than what I predicted us to be at. So I would be happy if we come out and skate by with a win today. Losing Miles Sanders, I know we don't use him. Blah, blah, blah. It's still a big hurt.
Yeah, who cares? No, it's not.
It's still a big hurt. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. I think Gainwell's better than him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think Miles Sanders is that great at all. I mean, he was what, a second or third round guy? Second, I think.
What's up, Wills?
Wilson's in the house. Tommy Arnone, he's in the house. He thinks they're going to lose today.
Wow.
Look, if you look at the line, the Eagles are favored on the road by.
It's a weird line too. 3.5.
3.5. The Eagles aren't good enough to be favored against anybody, even the lowly, stinky Lions.
I think
on the
3.5
road
is big.
3.5.
Yeah, I think 3.5 is big. I thought it should be 2.5. 2.5, I think, is the line it should be. I think it's going to be a field goal game either way. But I do have the Eagles winning today.
It's 3 right now on DraftKings.
So it did come down.
3.5, 3. I've seen it at 2.5. The over/under is 48. I do think there's going to be some points in this football game today. I do think there's going to be points in this football game today.
Who's scoring?
Well, I think Jared Goff, if you're playing daily, want to skimp on your quarterback, if you're a guy like me who streams quarterbacks in fantasy, Jared Goff's probably out there in your league. And when they play this too deep off shell coverage,
right,
you get picked apart.
Well,
Jared Goff, say what you want about him. Of the 3 quarterbacks in that draft,
right.
You had Dak get picked late, and then you had the top 2, Goff and Wentz.
Yeah.
I would still put Goff third, Wentz first, and Dak second.
Right.
Until further notice.
Oh, you put Wentz ahead of Dak?
I do.
Not right now.
Wentz is a really good quarterback.
Wentz is a very good quarterback, but right now I put Dak there.
I will say, we can reevaluate that. That's like a week-to-week thing.
Yeah.
And Wentz is playing good right now. And
he is healthy. He's playing good.
And I don't even know if Dak Prescott's going to play
I think Dak's
tonight.
already been ruled out, hasn't he?
I didn't see that official, but all indications seem to be that he is going to miss the football game.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how smart that is to be conceding games in Week 8. I mean, Arizona just lost.
Yeah, I saw you post something about that.
Go get that win. Because you want to get that one seed. There's only one bye. It's not like there's 2 byes.
Not anymore, yeah.
So you want teams to come to Jerry World.
I hear you. I'm not – on your point to Jared Goff, I do think Jared Goff will have an okay game. The guy I'm looking for, T.J. Hawkinson.
Well, who's going to be throwing him the ball?
Well, Jared Goff.
And then you look at these guys. I mean, if you give any receiver in the NFL with any type of talent, like just off coverage, they can just run a slant.
Oh, yeah.
Jared Goff is extremely accurate quarterback.
Yes, he is. When he has time, he's good. Yeah, when he has time, he's good.
He's been to a Super Bowl, folks. I know he's the butt of a lot of jokes because, he's not as good as Matthew Stafford, and the Rams made the big trade to go get Matthew Stafford to try and get themselves over the top. By the way, I do think the Rams are the best team in the NFL.
Whoa, now. There's a statement. But you're right. I do think Jared Goff is a heck of a quarterback. The problem that Jared Goff has is he went 1 overall, and he hasn't lived up to that.
Jake Friel, Miles Sanders is insanely overrated in this city. I think that part of that's the Penn State feel. I think part of that is we've seen him have some okay games.
How can you say he's extremely overrated when we don't use him enough? The guy gets 6 touches a game. If we give a normal running back 15 touches a game, I think he's productive. I think he's good enough to be productive.
I've been critical of Miles Sanders pretty much from the jump street. I don't like his running style. I don't like how he tries to be LaShawn McCoy and dance around.
He doesn't hit holes too hard. Yeah,
He's not decisive. He doesn't hit holes too hard. He's too much east-west, not enough north-south. He's a ballerina dancer out there.
It's not bad. He's got good footwork. I mean, I listen. I think he is a not nowhere near a top tier running back, but I do think he's a middle of the road running back, and that should be good enough in this league.
Miles Sanders, I mean, they're a dime a dozen. Whether it's in the draft or free agency, they're like, what's the difference between? I'm not even going to touch DeAndre Swift because DeAndre
They're
Swift
on their Swift's way better.
is a stud.
Yeah.
But like, what's the difference between a guy like Jamal Williams and Miles Sanders? What's the difference?
I like to think Miles Sanders is better out of the backfield. I know it's been a little bit rough the last
He's
year,
got stone
but
hands.
Prior to that, he's always been good. I don't understand what happens to these guys that have a history of being good and then all of a sudden not, when it's not an age like decline. It's literally just a mental decline. I don't know what it is, but he's always proven that he can be good out of the backfield. So I expect him to be good. I think he's a good running back going down to the future. Hopefully he gets healthy and he can prove that. Hopefully we start running the ball a little bit more.
They're not going to run the ball.
No.
That's been kind of the theme of the Rant Booth since I've joined.
Yeah.
A couple. I think this is our third one.
Right.
People don't change.
No.
People are what they are.
Especially coaches. Coaches aren't going to change. This is what Nick Sirianni is, and we need to get used to it.
And I don't know what he's doing. I couldn't even know what he's talking about in his press conference. He's watering plants. He's fertilizing plants. You can't tell me that guys like Fletcher Cox, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, the veterans on this team that have had success in this league, aren't laughing their keisters off.
I don't even think they're laughing. I don't know what – you listen to it, and what do you expect? What do you think is going to happen? I don't understand where he comes from. I really think that everything that he says is scripted. Like somebody's pre-writing this, and he's reading it. It sounds so bad.
No PR person.
I think it's Howie.
No one.
It's horrible.
No one does the plant references. That's Nick Sirianni.
That's him.
Look, I think he's an awkward guy. I really do, and
Seems
I'm not going
like
to judge. I'm not going to judge my coach based on his public speaking ability, because let's face it, Doug was a boob up there in press conferences. He was a total boob up there in press conferences. He gave you nothing in the press conferences.
Right.
Andy Reid, he went up there week after
Greg?
week. He wanted to talk about injuries, and he wanted to talk about that's on me.
That's
on me. I got to do a better job. Now, Andy Reid, the difference between Andy Reid and Nick Sirianni says it's on him. He's got to do a better job, but he doesn't do a better job. It seems like he gets worse and worse and worse every week. Same with the defensive coordinator and Jonathan Gannon. Andy Reid went out there and said, hey, I got to do a better job. And Andy Reid always seemed to rebound after a bad loss.
Right.
If Andy Reid had a losing season, he would come back with 12 wins next year, and they'd be right back in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, Andy Reid, well, first of all, he was a better GM. Right? He knew what he was doing off the field, which made it a lot easier to do his job on the field. Hopefully, I can't even say Nick Sirianni is going to be at that. I would like to think him and Howie can get on some type of page come this draft and come together on something of the direction of this team. But right now, there just seems to be no communication between top level.
That's not what they want.
And bottom level.
That's not what they want. They want to sit in the press box, and they want to organize it, and they want a yes man on the sidelines that's just going to make it work with what they think how football should be played.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like. That's all the rumors and everything. When Doug left, that was everything. So, I mean, I got nothing to say to disagree to that statement.
This defense needs to change schemes to hide the linebacker player, like show up 5 up front to take away Swift and let Goff try to make plays. Our secondary will be okay. That's from Bob Brinkman. I mean, I guess.
I hear you.
The secondary is going to be okay, but they don't use Darius Slay, right? It seems like Steven Nelson is of the same ilk as Darius Slay, meaning he wants to get physical. You know, he wants to be up. He doesn't want to be off man zone.
But that's not Gannon. That's not Gannon, right? That's not him. His style is sit back, let my front four get to the quarterback and sit back in zone.
And this is what I've said about Nick Sirianni for weeks. Is he running this RPO nonsense offense because he thinks he has to because of the quarterback he has? Is Jonathan Gannon running this too deep, basic shell because this is
He
what
thinks they're lack on talent. Yeah.
this is what I got. I can't be exotic with these guys.
No, and that could be true, right? You can't dial up a man blitz and leave Singleton with Swift or Singleton on T.J. Hawkinson. You can't do that, especially in big situations. You're going to get burnt. So maybe this is a little bit of I'm playing to my strengths of what I feel my team is. It could be that. Yeah.
Look, I mean, I really don't want to get into Doug. He's not the coach anymore, and it doesn't break my heart. It really doesn't.
Right.
Because he was a player's coach.
Right.
Those don't last long in this league.
No, they
in
seem
any
not
sport,
to.
In any sport.
Right.
But when it came to play calling, decision making, in-game adjustment, Doug was,
Better.
except for 2017, or when Nick Foles came in and played out of his mind to bail him out, Doug was a day late and a dollar short.
He
on
was,
all
but
counts
he
when
was
it comes
better.
to that.
I think he was better than what we're seeing now.
Well, I'm supposed to judge. I'm supposed to judge everything off what Nick Sirianni's doing right now.
I guess that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we got right now, right? I mean, you take with what we got and you see what we can do better or what was better. This fan base criticized Doug. Everyone wanted Doug gone, right?
Not everyone.
Well, 75% of them.
I was critical of it, but I mean,
and now we're all clamoring to have him back.
But I mean, anyone out there who thinks that Nick Sirianni is going to be one and done, well, we talked about it last week. There is precedent.
There's no way.
That. No,
there's no way.
Jeffrey Lurie is not paying 3 football coaches in 2022.
There's absolutely no chance that Nick Sirianni gets canned this year. He's coming back next year. He's going to get a chance, and he again with Howie and Jeffrey Lurie, it's not on him, right? Him coming back doesn't mean anything to us. He's not going to affect the draft. Maybe he knows who he wants in the draft. They ain't going to pick him according to his recommendations. They're going to go with the guys they think. So Nick Sirianni being here or not being here makes no difference to me. I don't care.
Greg Milakovic, he disagrees to the poll just based off recency bias. I'm sure there have been some bad years we are forgetting about in the last 25 years, except for 2017. Every year with Doug was a disaster.
It was, but I always saw hope. Like I always had hope. Like it's to the point this year. Like honestly, I don't want to watch the games.
Why did we have hope?
Why did we have hope?
Why did we have hope?
I don't know.
There's an answer I'm looking for in my head. I want to see if you hit on it.
I don't.
There was hope because you had a franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz.
Okay, yeah.
Which you do not, I repeat, do not have now in Jalen Hurts.
No, and you don't have him on this roster. Anyone who's clamoring for Minshew is stop it. Just stop.
Are we a bad half of football away from seeing Gardner Minshew today?
No. Yeah, Jalen Hurts could go 0 for 16 with 3 picks in the first half, and he's coming out at halftime.
Meaning coming back into the football game.
Yeah, there's no way. What putting him into? What's that going to do for us? I mean,
well, who's better, Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz is the clear answer, but it was time for Carson to sit down last year. He was playing bad.
I don't think so. I never thought so. Listen, if you got your guy, you die with your guy. All right, that's my guy. I paid him to be that guy. Maybe sit him for a half, all right, or a quarter. All right, I can see that.
Why can't you do that with?
But he needs to start every game.
Why can't you do that if they play bad today for 30 minutes against the Lions? What's the harm in letting Gardner see what?
I'm not doing it in week 7. What is this? Week 7, right?
8.
Week 8. I'm not doing it this early in the season.
But maybe you can learn.
Maybe week 12, 13. But not now. No.
Look, Gardner Minshew, is he a franchise quarterback? No, I don't think so. He's a stopgap guy. But maybe he can do things with this Sirianni, the way Sirianni wants to call plays that, Nick can say, throw on the game film in the quarterback room, say, hey, we went to Gardner in the second half. This is how he did things.
Right.
Take notes. This is how we want you to play. That you're capable of playing this way.
You know why I'm not doing it is one simple factor, is I don't want to draft another quarterback. I want to avoid it at all cost. All right. So I am giving Jalen Hurts the longest amount of rope to hang himself that he possibly can have.
So you just want to sink or swim with Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Figure it out once and for all.
Yes.
No more games.
No, because I don't want to draft another quarterback. There's no benefit to going into next year knowing you need another quarterback, right? If you move to Gardner Minshew right now, you need another quarterback, all right? Let Jalen Hurts struggle. Let's see what he does. I am on record, and I am saying it again now. Jalen Hurts is not the guy. All right, I fully am understanding of that, but I want to see how he does in Week 13 with a losing record, with a bad team. Does he at least still bring the intangibles that we all do know he has, right? Is he still a leader, or does he get down on this team? Because if he gets down on this team, then I'm a little bit more like, okay, now it's time to move on.
Jordan Brown totally agrees. This is by far the worst team in 25 years.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see how this gets any better.
You're at the bottom.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom of this rebuild.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. In 25 years, I don't ever remember being rock bottom. I remember being bad or having bad seasons, but I don't remember ever being like, man, we got no one to build around.
Under Andy,
we got no coaching. We got no front office. We got nothing to build around.
I'm trying to think because under Andy, I don't think they ever had a top 10 pick under Andy outside of after the first year.
And even if you go back, like Kevin Cobb, when Kevin Cobb came in, he lit up the world. Like I was ecstatic about Kevin Cobb when he first came in. And I proved to be wrong, but I was optimistic about it. Go back to even like Ty Detmer. Like Ty Detmer did okay when he came in back then.
Went to the play. What was it, 96 with Ray Rhodes?
Right,
went to the
with Ray Rhodes. Yeah, like there wasn't a time where I wasn't like, okay, I think we have optimism right now. Again, besides Devontae Smith, and I'm not even high on him. There's nobody. There's nobody in the front office. There's nobody in the coaching staff. There's nobody on the field. The training staff. Like I don't feel good about anyone.
We got some good comments.
Let's get to some comments. Let's get to some comments.
I think the coach is totally committed to Hurts. Starter, captain, totally committed. We will not see Minshew unless Jalen Hurts gets injured.
I agree, and I hope that happens.
Julio Figueroa, I'm sticking with Jalen. I believe he will progress to be the future.
I don't see that, but
I hate going back on this, but the biggest game of this young man's career was a national championship game against Clemson at Alabama.
He got yanked.
And he got yanked for a freshman.
Yeah.
Took his ball to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Went with Lincoln Riley, who's just we talk about Andy Reid being a QB whisperer at the QB level. That's clearly what
what do you have,
Riley
like 3 Heismans in a row or something there? Like
Murray went first, Baker went first.
Right, yeah. Then you got Hurts, who
he's in a lull right now with Rattler. He was
Rattler was supposed to be the guy.
Guess what? Guess who he has right behind Rattler?
Looks good.
Caleb Smith. The guy's a stud. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you on the quarterback. The only quarterback I would maybe entertain in the first 3 rounds of the draft this year
please don't say Ole Miss.
No. I'm good on that. No. Pickett from Pitt.
Yeah.
He's big, strong. I think he's got a big arm, and I think that he's a seasoned starter in the ACC, but that's not one of my first 3-round picks. I don't even know if I could justify picking him in the 2nd round.
Yeah. I'd be a lot happier going, and I'm going to get ridiculed for this, but if we decide Jalen Hurts is not the guy, give me Andy Dalton. Give me a guy like that.
The guy's here. There's going to be my ideal situation. Yeah, he's going to be the stopgap.
I mean, he's under contract, all right? So I guess maybe that makes more sense.
Look, and you got him for nothing.
No, right.
You're paying
right.
him nothing.
Yeah.
So
maybe you can build around him.
If we get to training camp next year and Nick Sirianni, who I do think is going to be the coach next year,
right,
says, look, we got Hurts, we got Minshew, best guys go and play.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
That means you spent all your draft capital and all your potential cap space
on building the team.
I think I saw like it's $50 million this offseason and then almost $100 million the season after.
Yeah. And to the point, like Howie Roseman, if I had to say anything, he usually does go out and get good free agents. I mean, you see it with Nelson this year, a couple other guys, Hardgrove, you know what I mean? So he does go out and get good free agents. So hopefully he uses that money properly and we can construct somewhat of a team next year.
Oh, I hope that kid's all right, man.
Yeah,
he just took a
spill.
big-time spiller here on the Ocean City Boardwalk. We're down here at All Campus between 9th and 10th Street, right on the boardwalk. I'm staring at the ocean right now talking football. It doesn't really get any better. Come on in.
Come on down,
if you're
guys.
an A2D member, you get 20% off, 10% off if you come in while we're on the air until 1 o'clock. And you sit down and you can rant, air your grievances. It's like Festivus.
Yeah.
Air your grievances.
And I'm sure everyone has a lot to get off their chest. So
and
come on in.
If you're not a football person, you would come in and air. That's all right. We can talk about anything here. Sixers big win last night. They actually played defense. We're on
YouTube, Facebook, right there, buddy.
The Phillies. We got a division rival.
No.
We're on YouTube. We're live right here. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, Facebook. Come on in, folks. We're open for business. Download us, podcast form, Spreaker, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, iTunes. We're everywhere. A2D memberships, they're $9.99 a month. You get great picks from the Money Pop podcast. We're cleaning up, and you get shout-outs, giveaways, all that type of stuff. But hey, come in, sit down, rant with us. Air your grievances. Phillies, Flyers, who actually look good. Anything you want to talk about. Let's get some fantasy stuff. We'll get back to the comments. We'll get back to Eagles. We'll get our game picks. We'll look around the league. But we have some surprise inactives today in terms of fantasy. Johnny, I know you got caught with your pants down doing the show here 1 week. And
2 weeks ago, the first week we did this, I absolutely took a loss because of that.
We pledged that we would not. And how about my freaking DraftKings suicide pick didn't save right?
What happened there?
I don't know. I clicked the button, I clicked save, and I opened it Tuesday to look at who I could possibly have left. I had the Packers over Washington, so that was a winner.
That was a win, yeah.
So and it said I didn't make a pick.
Wow. So
that's.
I'm not sad. That's one more person out for me.
Now you're only against 8,000 people instead.
I think it's down to 4.
8,001.
Down to 4,000.
Still waiting. Maybe the Cardinals knock some people out in that. I don't know. I'm totally disinterested in it. I don't care.
Well, I got Cincy this week. Cincy going.
Pick. They are one of my plays this week.
Yeah, going to the Jets, who I don't even know who their quarterback is today. Some white guy.
Mike White.
Yeah, I no clue who he is.
You got to think they traded for Flacco to put him in there.
I don't see it this week, but maybe next week Flacco's in there.
But yeah, we have some surprise inactives. Julio Jones is inactive for the Tennessee Titans. Calvin Ridley's
out, yeah.
A surprise inactive for the Atlanta Falcons. He missed the London game for personal reasons. He's missing today for personal reasons.
What do you take on that? What's your take on these personal reasons? Stuff.
If Calvin Ridley was a Philadelphia Eagle, I'd be crushing him right now. I would be screaming, no cursing, it would be out the window. I would be fuming mad. What do you mean you have personal? You get paid a lot of money to play a kid's game.
What takes more than 1 week? Listen, if you're having a child or your wife's sick or something, I understand that, but it usually doesn't take more than 1 week. All right. What personal issue could you possibly have that doesn't get out in the media? Like, we haven't heard of a death in the family or anything like that. That would have gotten out.
I mean, if someone died,
I get that.
Okay,
right.
But
I'm
did they die 2 weeks ago and they died today? What are we doing?
Right.
Where are we going?
I hear you.
It's like the employee. I know you own a lot of businesses. You get an employee. Hey, this person died. Then that person died. I got this funeral. I got that funeral. Like,
I do deal with that a lot. People
okay.
calling me and saying, "Hey, I can't come into that. I can't come into that." What do you mean you can't come into that?
Okay. Well, your grandpa died last week too. So how many grandpas? And then you had 2 grandpas died last year. So how many grandpas you got, bud? Like, what are we doing? We gotta come to work.
I hate the personal day. Lane Johnson is the guy for me, and I'm not going to rip the guy, but we want to sit here and rip Ben Simmons for saying the same thing, and everyone says, "Oh, it's an excuse. It's an excuse."
Ben Simmons diminishes the mental health issues for everyone and everywhere across the world. He doesn't have mental issues. He don't want to be here. He don't want to play.
I think I can justify Ben Simmons' mental issues more than I can whatever Lane Johnson is going through. All right. Again, nothing came out of the media. I don't know what Lane Johnson's mental issue was. I know what Ben Simmons was. Same one that I would have if I was in his position. My coach and my star player bashed me, threw me under the bus. Whether it's true or not does not matter. Threw me under the bus. I'm pissed about it too. I don't want to step foot in that locker room. So at least I get that. The Lane Johnson, the Brandon Brooks stuff, you have anxiety. What are we talking about here? I just don't get that as a professional athlete. You have anxiety about playing your game.
That should be an escape.
It should be an escape, right? Like you get to go out and do what you do better than anyone else in the league. Both Lane Johnson and Brandon Brooks were considered the best right tackle and the best right guard in the game, right? And you have anxiety about that? It just, to me, it's just, I don't buy that excuse. I get it if you're have anxiety but still playing and fighting through it, right? But to the point where you can't get out of bed, I don't understand it. That's all.
Odell Beckham Jr. is in. DeAndre Swift is in. Devontae Parker is in today.
Oh, okay.
T.Y. Hilton was super questionable. He is in for the Indianapolis Colts.
I got to change my fantasy.
Stephon Gilmore, he's going to make his debut today for the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
Former Defensive Player of the Year. What do you do? He popped his ACL late last year, so he's finally
ready to go.
C.J. Mosley, he's a linebacker for the Jets. He's a go. Calvin Ridley out. Corey Davis for the Jets is out. Yeah. Jamal Williams, who we just spoke about, he is out for the Detroit Lions. And I mentioned DeAndre
Swift was questionable.
Swift is in.
He's in. Okay.
Eric Ebron is out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that gives you caught up. Hopefully, get those lineups set. Let's start with the Eagles.
Yeah. You taking anyone in fantasy this week for the Eagles? Is anyone that you like?
Well, I have Devontae Smith on a team, and I think that's it. In terms,
what about Daly? Or would you take anyone in
Daly? Yeah, Daly. I skimmed. Like I said, I think. Look, the card doesn't really excite me today. I don't think there's many matchups that are just going to pop up with points and stats.
Right.
I don't see it as that kind of a card today. So I did skimp on Quez Watkins, hoping he makes a big play in Daly, and I skimped on Gainwell, who should get the majority of the. I think they were touches, both. I think they were both $4,000 each.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at with Daly. And DeAndre Swift, I can't get enough of DeAndre Swift, and Daly start away.
Yeah, I have him in one of my leagues, my money leagues, and
Gainwell's 5,000. Okay. Sorry, but he's a starting running back, so that's pretty cheap for a starting running back who's going to catch the ball. Quez Watkins is 4,000, so I like that. But I mean, the line's 3. The Eagles are favored on the road, which I can't even fathom.
Nuts.
I can't even fathom this horrendous trash football team is favored against anybody on the road. I kind of mentioned it. My play on this game would be the over. It's at 48. That's 24 a team. Yeah, I think
I feel like that's high.
The secondary for the Lions is a huge problem. The Eagles' defense is a huge problem. I think both quarterbacks should have decent games, and there should be yards and points in this game.
All I don't see it that. I see it a 2017, 21-18 type of game. Go
Go
Birds.
Birds. Hopefully.
Um,
Hope and a prayer.
I don't see a lot of points being thrown up this day. But again, if they do, I hope it's TJ Hawkinson. That's who I got as my big money guy today. I got a big game in my daily or my fantasy this week. I play the number one
Guy.
Yeah. And I'm number 3. I'm third seed right now, and I'm playing the number one
I
guy.
actually
So I need a win.
I made a rather large trade in the league this week. I traded DK Metcalf away and received Ezekiel Elliott.
It's a good trade. That's a good trade.
I don't like. I mean,
especially if Dak's hurt. It's a good trade.
Right. That happened. This stuff happened after that trade. I mean,
Right.
it was an alcohol induced just swap.
Oh, it was a good trade
Between the Boers sitting
I would
there
do
trying
that.
to make a trade, and he wanted a big time receiver. And I still have Justin Jefferson in my receiving core, so I'm not losing my number one guy. But I mean, DK just makes me nervous without Dak. I mean, he catches the 85 year
without Rush
with Geno Smith in there.
Right.
Yeah, he catches the 85-yard touchdown on
Monday
night.
Yeah,
it wasn't really a bomb. He just went up and got it and took it to the house.
Wow.
So it wasn't even like Geno's got it out there.
No, yeah.
So that makes me nervous. And then Seattle's just not that good.
No, Seattle's not good anymore.
So
I think they're on the decline.
I think now I love the trade because it looks like Dallas is going to be playing load management games
with Dak
because they see that they really all they have to do is just push this division a little bit.
Yeah, Zeke should get a heavy workload today. Where you at with the Eagles and this division? That's what I want to talk about. Where do you see this division outside of the Eagles? Let's talk about the football team and the Giants. Are you scared of any of them?
Scared? No.
But
I think they're the worst team in the division based on what I've seen through 7 games.
All right. What about the Cowboys? I mean, they're the favorites.
Look, I said
for
before the season, everyone kind of said I was nuts because we're in this Philadelphia bubble and everyone hates Dallas. I said I didn't really see the Cowboys having a problem with the division. No. I thought they were going to win the division by 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a coach job.
Going forward, though, do you think the contracts with Dak and Zeke are going to catch up to Dallas to maybe where they come back down to
not
earth?
If they keep picking guys like Parsons and Trevon Diggs and things like that.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz was a great
came out of nowhere. Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, he's gonna be there for cheap for 5 years. Cooper's paid, Zeke's paid, Dak's paid. You have a good complement to Zeke and Tony Pollard.
You get Diggs in the draft.
Yeah, Diggs for Alabama. I mean, everyone's, he can't cover. Who cares? Every time he touches the football, he scores a touchdown.
Yeah, it leads the league in interceptions, I believe, right?
I mean, I'll gladly sacrifice coverage for a guy who's going to get me 6 points when my offense is on the bench.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
So Dallas is the best team right now, and they also have the brightest future.
Right.
Until Washington gets a quarterback that I can somewhat trust, they'll be third. I'll put the Giants second.
That's
we're
what
talking in terms of like 2-3 years down the road.
Correct. Yeah. Just future with this team, because I'm out on this year, and I know the last couple of shows all we've been really talking about is future Eagles. It's because I'm out on this year. Like I said earlier, it's really stomaching for me to watch these games.
Like Julio Figueroa, if Dak gets hurt again, I can see us putting up a fight for the division. Cowboy has not played a team over 500 other than Tampa. Look, if you watch this football team and look me dead square in the eye and say this team has a chance at the division title,
you're nuts.
This football season,
you're nuts. Yeah,
absolutely not.
Or even next year. I don't care if we hit 3 home runs in the draft. We don't have a chance next year
if
either,
you get 2 starters and spend $50 million in cap space wisely, yes, this team can significantly jump.
Give me a quarterback.
What do you mean?
I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to take you there. I don't think Gardner Minshew is going to take you there.
No, this is Gardner Minshew or Jalen Hurts will be the starting
I
quarterback
agree.
for the Eagles next
So we
year.
got no chance.
The
That's
quarterback the quarterback move is going to happen not next year, the year after.
I am in agreement with you. That's why I'm saying no matter what you do in free agency, in the draft next year, you got no chance. This team is a
I mean, I
six-win
already
team
said
at
that I
most
can't
next year.
I can't get there on that statement because I already know they have no chance this year. I can't go in to the 2022 season saying they have no chance. I got to see.
Already on the book saying it.
That's fine, and you're probably right. I just can't bring myself to say it yet. And yes, great comment there by Noah the Beast. Happy Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Happy Halloween, guys.
Hopefully everyone's out there. I know there was kids yesterday out on my UPS route trick-or-treating. I know there's going to be kids today out there trick-or-treating.
Yeah, my kids are going today. We're going back up to Gibbstown after the show, after the Eagles game, and then going up to go trick-or-treating a little bit tonight for a couple hours.
I've never been into it.
I mean,
people go nuts for it, and it's kind of one of those holidays where like you're either all in or all out.
I don't decorate. I don't do the whole thing like that. I barely decorate for Christmas. But I don't get into holidays like that. The only one I'll get into is Thanksgiving.
Love Thanksgiving.
Love Thanksgiving, right? You got the food, you got the football, you got the family together. Thanksgiving's the one that I get into.
And no one cares about it because everyone wants to put up Christmas decorations right after Labor Day.
Yep.
It's crazy.
But happy Halloween to everyone.
Happy Halloween. Safe.
Yes,
happy,
be
safe
tonight.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Mischief night. Mischief night. That's
you know what? We did that when we were younger. I think that's kind of.
I was never a mischief.
I
wasn't a troublemaker.
No,
I really wasn't.
Yeah, we call it mischief night. We did that a lot. We did that every year from the age of 10 to 15. But I don't. My kids don't do it. My kids don't even mention it. I don't even think my kids know what it is. To be honest with you.
Here's one: Kenneth Gainwell or Tyler Lockett. A buddy just texted me asking me.
What for today?
Fantasy today. I gotta go. Gainwell.
I'm going Lockett. I don't see Gainwell getting you a touchdown today. Then that's what it comes down to in fantasy, right? You gotta get a touchdown, and I don't see Gainwell getting one. Sure as hell ain't gonna run one. Maybe
he ran one last week, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But I don't think they're gonna run that much today. I think this is, like you said, their secondary is beat up. Howie's probably licking his lips to have Jalen Hurts have a good game against another bad team. And I think that's what's going to happen. But, hopefully I'm wrong. I want to see him run the ball. Give me 12 rushes. Give me 12. And that's completely crazy to say. It should be like, give me 30. But give me 12. I'll be through with 12.
So, official prediction for the game. I'm going to go 28-27 Lions.
So, you're going big, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be – I really do. Now, I thought the Eagles – you take it with a grain of salt because I thought the Eagles were going to show up and win the football game last week, and they stunk. They let up 7-0, and they let up 30 straight points. It was just pathetic.
I think I'm gonna shock myself. I'm going 20-17 Eagles.
Julio Figueroa is 27-20 Eagles. That'd be an under. Eagles Lions 24-17 from Noah the Beast. That's an under.
I believe it's going to be an under also. I don't see the offensive juggernaut that you're thinking here is. I just can't see it. I guess that's what I'm saying. Is I don't see Jalen Hurts throwing for 300 yards. I sure as heck don't see Goff throwing for 300 yards.
His over under. This is how. What should tell you all you need to know about Jalen Hurts as a thrower in this league. His over under in Vegas, when I looked at it earlier in the week, is 199 yards and a half.
I think it went up a little bit. Last I saw, I thought it was 202. But that's you're right. That tells you exactly what people outside of Philadelphia believe of Jalen Hurts. The guy has more rushing potential than he does throwing. That's just the facts of it, people. He's not a guy that's going to get you 30 points a game. This I don't see this offense getting 30 points a game.
The only game what they do, they scored 30 against Atlanta,
yeah,
which they just hopped on them and kept them down, and that was a good performance by Jalen Hurts.
Well, again,
But
first game of the year,
he gets
right?
all his
There's no
stats.
film on Nick Sirianni and how he wants to coach this team. Now that they have it, what has he done lately?
And then he gets a lot of garbage time.
Oh, he gets a ton of garbage stats.
So actually, his over wouldn't be a bad play because of how they play in the second half when they're way behind.
I don't think it's going to be a garbage game, though. I think it's going to be a close game throughout. I don't see Detroit running away with this game.
I could see Detroit running away with this game more than I can see the Eagles running away with this game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you had to pick one, I would lean towards Detroit too. Just for the fact that they're the home team, maybe. But I see this as a close game all the way through. What we got here?
Steven, he's in the house. He's 24-20 Detroit. I'm just concerned about the terrible offense in QB. The defense can't stop anyone either. I think this is a big
You still got an under, though, Steven. That's still an under to the game.
That's an under.
Yeah.
The defense can't stop anybody. Detroit can't stop anybody. Detroit shows up, though.
Detroit, they've lost some close games that they should have won, right? They are one of the better undefeated or winless teams that in the past couple of years I remember going into the season this long, right? They're not a bad team. They got a good running back. They got a pretty decent offensive line. Their quarterback's not horrible. Their outside guys are banged up, but not horrible. Like I'm not down on Detroit. If I was in Detroit's shoes, I'd be a lot happier in the future than I am with the Eagles.
True.
Right? And that's
true. There's just nothing here in Philadelphia. You'd be like, oh, this guy, I want to see this guy, what this guy does.
Right.
In his next game.
There's nothing going into the game where I'm like, all right, I gotta go get the shrimp, I gotta go get the chicken, I'm ready to go. Like there's nothing. Like I'm not excited to watch these games. There's nobody that I am looking for. Mainly, I watch Red Zone all the whole day.
William Middlebrook, Lions 27-23. Even that's
over.
That's over. That's
over.
50.
Yeah.
Noah Beast, if the Eagles lose, they have to tank. They're tanking without telling you they're tanking. The Sixers told you they were tanking.
Yeah, I don't think they're tanking though. I just think they're this bad. And they're this bad, right? So I think the scenario is Detroit beats us.
Miami's not winning today.
Miami loses, or no, Miami wins, right? And we have the number 2 pick, I believe, right? Detroit would still have 1, and then I think we would be the number 2.
Look,
in that
number
scenario,
1 pick is moot because I don't think there's no quarterback.
It's not moot. Don't get me wrong, it's not moot, but I know there's a good DN out there.
But the Thibodeau or whatever his name is from Oregon. But what's the difference between him? There's a guy from Purdue with a Greek-sounding name who looks really good, and there's Adam Hutchinson from Michigan that looks is very highly touted. What's the difference between those 3? If you miss on Thibodeau, or however you pronounce his name, I apologize, I'm not sure.
No, I think you're right, yeah.
And you end up with the guy from Purdue with the Greek-sounding name, or Hutchinson from Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference?
I get it. I don't think there's a clear-cut
Is this Thibodeau guy Chase Young?
No. I don't think there's a clear-cut one in this draft. Still some time to be proven too, right? But right now, I don't see a clear-cut number 1 pick. And I'll go back to the history. It seems like that's always been Philadelphia for hockey, baseball, anything. When we have a top pick, there's never a clear-cut guy like there is for, I always go to the Penguins where they get Crosby and Fleury and those guys. Like,
or we miss.
Or
Or like we lose the lottery.
We
like
lose
when
the
we
lottery.
When
Like,
when we got
Patrick
stuck
Kane,
with
JVR.
Yeah, I took it right out of my mouth. You got to take Nolan Patrick
or Patrick. Yeah,
over.
Yeah.
That was Kane, right?
No, Nolan Patrick was.
He was 2.
Right.
Kane went 1, right?
No.
There was one year we had second pick where Kane went first and we missed out.
Patrick Kane. That was JVR.
But like, remember when the Sixers?
We took JVR.
Remember when Sixers had the second pick? They got lucky in the lottery. They got second pick. They had Evan Turner and John Wall went 1.
Right.
And
yeah.
It was a one-player. It was a one-player draft.
Yeah.
Evan Turner, what a stiff. What a stiff.
And then the other one where we move up to the 1 pick and we get all excited. We got the 1 pick and we take Markelle Fultz. And now Tatum's a bona fide Hall of Famer, maybe.
Yeah, another idiot that just totally diminishes the mental health card across the world. I forgot how to shoot. I can't play. We forgot how to shoot. What? Huh?
It reminds me of like a pitcher, like for baseball, where we call it, you get the yips, where you just bury the ball. You can't throw more than 10 feet. Like I don't understand. My friend actually in high school got the yips, and he was our best pitcher, and he just couldn't throw a strike to save his life. Just couldn't do it. He doesn't know what it was.
There's a difference between locating and actually
buried the ball 15 feet. Buried the ball. He couldn't get to home plate. I don't know what that is. The guy Rick Ankiel was the one, right?
Chuck Knobloch.
Chuck Knobloch. Yeah, the second baseman.
He couldn't
You're
throw
right.
the ball from second to first.
Yeah,
it was a joke.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is.
How do you think something like that would be handled by a Chuck Knobloch or a Rick Ankiel with today's anything goes wrong? I'm mentally unable to perform.
They would do what Ben Simmons done, run and hide.
Rick Ankiel said, "All right, like
he changed, right?
I can't throw the ball anymore. I can't throw strikes. I'm all over the place. It's wild pitch after wild pitch.
Yeah,
I'll go back down, play left field, and he actually made it back to the majors.
Was a hell of a player. Turned out to be a hell of a player. He was a power hitter. Played great center field. Yeah, he turned out to be a hell of a player for them.
They're definitely tanking. Sirianni's play calling pretty much shows this. But like, I don't think that like the Sixers were openly, visibly trying to lose in their tank. Nick Sirianni is not going out there trying to lose.
Yeah,
he's just stupid.
I don't get comments like that. Like it's just by his play calling, guys. This was his play calling. This has always been his style. We saw it in the preseason. We have now continually seen it through the regular season. He's not going to change. This is his style. He's not tanking and calling bad plays on purpose. This is just what he is.
No, just like when push came to shove during the process, like those guys out there were trying to win
100%.
Basketball games.
Yeah, but you knew the GM was tanking because he got rid of every drafted player and just signed all free agents.
Yeah, because Tony Roten was your starting point guard.
Yeah. Like you can see that process happening. This is not that, guys. This is not tanking. And realistically, you don't tank in the NFL. Right? There's no room to tank in the NFL.
You'll get killed.
You'll get killed because the next year there's always another winning team, right? What's the stat? 4 teams?
Yeah,
in every division.
Every year there's
playoffs.
There's a worst to first.
Right.
I think every year for like the past.
The
8
NFL,
years.
There's no tanking, guys. That's just not a thing. It's a rebuild, a retool, or you're good. There's no tanking.
Who out there had the Bengals in first place in Week 8 in the AFC North? Pretty damn good division.
No, very good division. Yeah.
Baltimore, Cleveland, all 3 of those teams made the playoffs.
Pittsburgh's still a decent team too. Yeah, I never.
I'm trying to think if there's any other one. That's the one that sticks out to me because they're good. I don't remember if the Raiders were last.
The Raiders are another one.
Were they last?
Denver.
Last
Did you see Denver as a 500 team this year? Looks like they might be.
They were my surprise AFC.
Oh, were they?
They stink, but
they've been good, better than what I thought they'd be this year in that division. With Kansas City's not.
They're in last.
Yeah, right. They're not where we thought they'd be, but you would think that's not going to hold.
You would think, but I mean, Week 8, you kind of got a grasp on who teams
who
are,
you are,
what they're good, what players can do what for you, and what kind of matchups that are going to work out for him and which ones, are not.
Yeah, Kansas City is one of those teams where they got that big quarterback. They went heavy on offense. They got a great offense, and that defense is real suspect.
And I did see on the bottom line of ESPN that Kadarius Toney and Sterling Shepard are both going to play tomorrow.
They're both in tomorrow? All right.
Saquon Barkley is out, so maybe that affects some of your Sunday decisions. So if you obviously have Barkley and get him on out of there.
Yeah.
And Kadarius Toney, who looks explosive and fun.
He's fast, man.
He's fast.
That guy can get down the field.
He makes fast people look not fast.
Yeah.
But he's explosive, so he looks like he's going to be a go tomorrow.
All right. That's
So you think the Eagles are going to win today? You're picking the Eagles.
I do.
You didn't pick them. You didn't pick them last week, but you're going to pick them.
I haven't picked them
today.
This is the first time I've picked the Eagles to win all year.
Last week was the first game I got wrong.
Yeah, I've picked them to lose every single game so far this year. I thought they would start the season out 0-7. And they've surprised me. So I'm picking them today. I'm gonna ride with them. I got them in a couple parlays. To win, the outright win today. I didn't take the money line because I took the money line because I hated the 3.5. But I do think they win.
What was the money line?
I can't remember what I got at, but we're getting close to that time where we're going to start doing our picks.
Okay, well, I'm confused. Like, I would never lay a 170 number with a stinkhole team like the Eagles.
Well, if you think they're going to win, why not? It's not. Oh, well, 170 maybe is a little high. I think I got it at 150. What you want to go through?
Yeah, let's go through
it. Make my
I don't have any
12 team
I
again.
I didn't have time to do any props.
So I'm not a big prop guy. I don't really do prop betting.
I cleaned up on those props. All those props that I put out, all the over-unders and all the props I put out.
Yeah.
I guess it was last week when we played the Raiders. They all hit.
Oh, okay.
My big bet last week was the Eagles, which lost, but all the little bets I made hit. And then I had the Colts last Sunday night. When we both agreed that was a hammer.
That was a big play. Yeah. I'm bringing it up here. You want to talk just real fast? Just go where you're at on the Sixers and Flyers before we get off here.
Flyers look good.
Last night.
They lost last night 4-0, but you beat Edmonton, who's been on fire, skating up and down, just sniping shots left and right. That was a surprise. That team that win showed me a lot.
Oh, that was a big win. Yeah,
and then you go out the next night on a back-to-back and you beat Vancouver.
You get the revenge
as
game.
well.
Yeah.
So they look good. They're skating. They're scoring. Cam Atkinson for Jake Voracek is
oh my gosh,
a phenomenal trade.
That looks like the best trade in the world right now.
Provy's still got to get going offensively.
Defensively, I would like to see him be a little bit better too. He's been a little shaky for me. I'm happy with Ristolainen, right?
He's been good.
He's not putting up the offensive numbers I thought he would, but he's been good defensively.
Carter Hart's coming along.
Yeah.
And, you Konechny and Voracek. I haven't
Giroux.
heard Claude.
Yeah, looking good.
I haven't heard Coots. I haven't heard a lot of Coots' name
this
season. But he'll get his. He's a good player.
I mean, he's gotten a couple empty netters, which he's always going to be
going.
Yeah.
Get him going. Light that lamp. Get him going.
Give me
Spark something.
Yep.
I love Joel Farabee.
Love Farabee. I absolutely really good. I cannot wait. I'm hoping when Hayes comes back, he steps into that line with Atkinson, Farabee, and Hayes in the middle. I think that's going to be a tremendous line.
Atkinson on the wing.
Yeah, Atkinson wing, Farabee wing, and have Hayes control that center.
I still hear a lot about prospects with the Flyers and how the future's bright.
We got a very deep prospect pool. We really do.
Maybe they can look to add. I still think they're a defenseman short, especially if Provorov is going to be.
Well, you got Ellis who's hurt, right? Once he comes back, that's going to be a big boost. Sanheim hasn't taken the jump that I thought he would have. I was expecting him to be a lot more. When we first drafted him, you think he's going to be our power play guy. That hasn't really come into thought. He's not that offensively yet. Keith Yandel's been good. That's been a good signing.
Yandel's been good.
That's been a good signing.
Is that a trade or a sign? Sign him?
Signing, yeah.
Okay.
That's been a good signing.
So, I mean, of the 4 teams in this city, I mean, the Flyers really are the only one with the stock pointing in the right direction.
Yeah.
And they had the prospects to go get maybe a goal scorer at the deadline, maybe get another defenseman.
You do if something especially if an injury happens, right? If Kevin Hayes really this is a little bit more long term than you thought, maybe you can go out and get another center, get a third line center.
And I think Martin Jones has been a step up from Elliott.
Oh yeah. I didn't think so in the beginning of the year. Like I didn't really love that signing, but yeah, I mean he's 2-0 and has looked damn good.
So and then he got the big win. He played against Vancouver, and Hart played well against Edmonton.
Yeah, had a little bit of a down game yesterday, but that was a really good close game up until garbage time.
And what we got?
Sixers
played excellent.
I'm shocked.
Team defense last night. I lost. I had the Hawks +3. I thought I was stealing.
Yeah,
but clearly not. The Sixers played well. Tyrese Maxey played excellent defense last night.
He did. Thibault was. I know he's a great defender.
I love Thibault. I think he's a star waiting to happen. I really do.
That baffles me, right? That you think he's a star, and you think Ben Simmons is trash.
I don't think Ben Simmons is trash. Ben Simmons don't want to be here.
Okay, I just don't. I don't really see the difference in Thibault and Simmons.
But don't you understand? Thibault's the 20th pick in the draft. Ben Simmons is the first pick in the draft.
All right. Okay.
That's where you get your guys. You don't get your guys in the 20s
value,
in the NBA.
Yeah, I think if you're talking value, Thibault's a great value pick.
Thibault's not a $100 million player.
No.
Never will be.
No.
Never.
But I do think he could be potential first team all defense down the road. Yeah, I think he definitely has that potential.
Matisse Thybulle should start over Danny Green.
I don't think he can stay out of foul trouble enough to start yet.
Well, I mean,
I think he comes in and he plays a little bit too aggressive, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not knocking it, but I don't think he's able to give you the 25, 28 minutes a game yet. I don't think he's at that level.
Tobias having a great season. Seth Curry's
been really good offensively.
I don't think he had one of those 30 pointers last night.
No.
But I mean, he's been good.
He's been really good.
He gave up Josh Richardson for him. Josh Richardson stinks.
He's not even on that team anymore. I think he's in Boston now, right? He's buried in the depth chart in Boston.
Who cares? That guy stinks. And there were people out there saying that Richardson was going to be like
the next coming for us.
Because we gave up. We did the sign and trade with Miami.
Right.
To get.
I thought that was a steal. Yeah, if we're losing Jimmy for nothing and we get Richardson back, that's a steal. Yeah. Didn't really turn into that.
The Phillies, I mean, it certainly looks like the Braves are going to wrap up the World Series
tonight. About that? That's shocking to me.
That's a cash for Brinkman.
I would love to see.
I bet the Braves in 5, and I have the Braves in the series.
Really?
So I really.
That's a big cash.
Yeah, 7.5 to 1.
Yeah. I would love to know what the preseason odds were on them winning the World Series.
They were pretty good.
Were they pretty good?
But you could have grabbed them in
after Acuna went down.
In July when they were in 3rd, 4th place in the stinky NL East, you probably could have grabbed them at great money.
Yeah,
but I think they were one of the, because you had Acuna, you have all these young guys that they develop down there in Atlanta, which falls upon deaf ears in terms of the Phillies. I believe they were one of the 2 or 3 favorites in the National League.
Yeah, I am excited, though, about this offseason for the Phillies. I am excited to see where they go. We have a lot of holes. We're going to need, again, a center fielder, left fielder.
Please get me a center fielder, John.
We're going to need a left fielder now, too, right? Because I believe Kutch is done. I don't think he's coming back. So we're going to need those 2 positions. got to figure out what you're doing between third base, first base. Like, what are we moving Bohm to first and trying to move Hoskins?
I think a lot has to do with if you're going to have a universal DH.
That's true too, right? We got to wait for what do they call that? The
collective bargaining agreement, whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, I think it's like Arizona
shocked.
spring training stuff that they do down there. The meetings, the summer meetings. Yeah, so we'll see what that's going.
Well, please get me a center fielder because I can live with Odubel and left. He's on the books next year with
right. I would be okay with that.
Maybe you get a platoon job somewhere. You get a left fielder, you platoon,
a righty lefty thing. Yeah,
right. Whatever you want to do.
Right.
In terms of that, you get a platoon and maybe Herrera. He has played center before. So
yeah, I do think we need an outfielder. And we definitely need
I think trades are going to be a big part of Dombrowski's plan as well. I think Dombrowski's going to empty this farm system that's not that
there's
great.
There's nothing in there.
There's some in there. You have Medina, who seems to be
please don't
regarded.
Move Medina. Give me a pitcher, hopefully.
Bryson Scott. But I'd rather take the guesswork. I'd rather take the guesswork. I don't know if Bryson Scott's going to be good.
I don't know if he's going to be good, but
I have no idea.
I mean, if you got a chance to go out and sign,
I'm talking about trades.
Well, I'm not trading Medina or Stott if
I have to pair A2D Gregorius with Bryson Scott to get a substantial return, I'm doing that.
Okay, but there's a lot of shortstop free agents out there this year.
Exactly.
Story's the one, right? That's
I want Seager.
Seager's another one. Yeah, Seager can't really stay healthy. Story's the top guy. If you
Seager's
can go get me Trevor Story, sign me up. I'm paying him whatever he wants.
Plus, Seager's a lefty, which we need.
True. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's Romutos here.
Right.
Segura should be
Reese
here.
Will be back. Yeah.
Especially if he can be a DH, that would be
ideal. Yeah.
Very ideal. Because then maybe I can sneak Bohm in at first,
right,
and tell him go hit.
Just concentrate on
catch the ball when the infielders throw it to you and go hit. That's much less demanding than having to play the hot corner for 150 games out of 162.
Like we were talking about with the Eagles, how I'm not optimistic. I am optimistic about the Phillies. Like I am excited about
Dombrowski's
seeing
built winners,
all season.
Winners everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
He's built winners.
All right, let's go through our NFL lineup today and see where we stack up.
You're on DraftKings, right?
Yeah, I do DraftKings. Wow, this really went up. Cincinnati going to New York, the Jets.
See, now, here's how I look at these Mickey Mouse college lines. Anything double digits. Are the Jets going to be able to score 11.5 points against Cincinnati?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. That means to cover 11.5, the Bengals got to get 21 to 24 points.
20? Yeah.
That's
I'm going Bengals.
Fairly obvious that the Bengals should be. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. That's why it's betting, and it's the NFL. But, I mean, I have no problem laying 11.5 and taking the Cincinnati Bengals. That is one of my plays today.
Yeah. Tennessee going to Indy. Indy -3.
I love the Colts.
So I
love the Colts today. They're a good football team.
They're a good football team.
Rough start. Carson.
And you said they get T.Y. back today.
T.Y.'s playing. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor's a monster.
Yes, he is.
Absolute monster. Tennessee, they're like they're as good as they can get right now.
They're a good team.
You beat the Bills. You smoke the Chiefs.
You lose to bad teams.
You're riding high. Yeah. Both those games were at home. You're going to Indy. I love the Colts here.
Miami going to Buffalo.
I'll take
-15.
Yeah, I'll take +15.
Yeah, I'm taking the points.
I'm taking the point. Maybe Tua found something. I know they lost ultimately to Atlanta, but Tua played good. 4 touchdown passes, over 300 yards.
I do
passing.
like that Parker's in too. That's
Parker's in. Waddle looks good.
Yeah.
Myles Gaskin, they're starting to get him reincorporated to that offense.
Right.
So, I like plus. What is it, 15 now? Yeah, I'll take +15 with Miami.
Here's the biggest one of the day. The Rams going to Houston, 16.5.
See, the Rams didn't cover last week.
And
I
was all over them.
I'm not touching this game
All right, we're leaving that
at
one.
all. But the Rams didn't cover the Mickey Mouse College line at home against the Lions.
It's going to be hard to do it on the road, yeah.
I'm not laying 16 on the road, and I'm not putting my hard-earned money on the Houston Texans. I worked too hard for it.
All right, so we got Eagles going to Detroit, -3.
No play. My play would be the over.
I'm taking it.
Good.
I'm going Eagles.
That's fine.
I'm taking the 3.
Let's let it ride. Let's go.
Pittsburgh going to Cleveland. Cleveland -5.
It's way too many.
I think so. I think this is a field goal game, division game. These guys always play each other tough.
But they're evenly matched. Pittsburgh's off a bye, which should help Big Ben.
Is Baker's not playing, right?
He is playing.
He is playing.
He will start.
Oh, my gosh.
It's
that guy's
he's tough.
That's nuts.
He's tough.
That's absolutely
It's his
nuts.
non-throwing shoulder, but that still doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when he gets planted in the ground by T.J. Watt.
You know he's going to get hit. They're going to blitz the crap out of him today.
And it's in Cleveland, but -5. I'm taking. Chubb is back in today.
Yes, that's true. Chubb is back. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take the Steelers +5.
All right.
That's another one. That's
a play I like.
I like that play a lot.
San Fran going to Chicago. San Fran -4.5.
I think that game might set the record for least amount of time on the Red Zone channel.
You could be right there. Your boy Fields has been garbage.
He's not good. Their offensive line's not good. Their coach isn't good. The only thing I'll say is I like betting on teams that I think aren't putrid.
Right.
That got they got 38-3 last week to Tampa. So
yeah,
if they have any intestinal fortitude in that locker room, they'll show up today. So they're dogs, I would assume. Home,
4.5
at home.
Yep.
So I mean,
I'm leaving it alone. I'm not touching that game.
So I mean, if you're that big of a degenerate that you have to bet on the Niners and the Bears, I would take the points.
I don't know. I wouldn't even touch it.
Maybe I'm just a sucker for Justin Fields.
Carolina going to Atlanta. Atlanta -2.5. Atlanta's been clicking.
They don't have Calvin Ridley today.
Right.
I don't know. Christian McCaffrey is
out. Yeah. I'm going Atlanta.
I would go Atlanta too.
Yeah, I like Atlanta.
Don't feel good about it at all. I wouldn't. I can't put the stamp of approval as that.
This is the surprise. The surprise game that I'm going to be looking forward to today. New England going to the Chargers. LA. LA's -4. I feel like that's low. I thought they would be at least -6.
I love the Chargers here. I think I have the Patriots figured out from a gambling standpoint. If they play a team like the Cowboys, like they did 2 weeks ago, they're going to lose and not cover. If they play a stinkhole team like the Jets, they're going to win by a bunch of points. And then you got the 21. Oh, me and Brad talking about the sports the 21 gun salute. Any team that blows a team out by 21 points, I think it's like 55-60% of the time they don't cover the following
next week.
So I love the Chargers here. They're better football team.
And they are. But what I always look at, too, is the odds, right? So New England +4, -115. Chargers -4, only -105.
That is weird.
That's weird, right? I mean, that's a little different to me.
So what, you think it's a Patriots line?
It sounds like the Vegas is covering themselves more on the VIG for New England.
Chargers have one of the worst run defenses in the entire league, and Damian Harris is a good running back. So I guess if he gets loose, the Chargers could have some problems. But I don't think Justin Herbert's going to have any problem moving the ball in New England.
I'm not going to try to be the smart guy.
Last season, when Justin Herbert was a rookie, he went to Foxborough, and they lost 45-0.
Right.
He's come a long way since then. The Chargers have come a long way since then. Yeah, I love the Chargers. The Chargers and the Colts are my
feel like
they're my hammer plays today.
I don't know. I just feel like just looking at that line, that's like a sucker bet to take the Chargers. Vegas is telling you, but I guess I'm just going to be the sucker. We got Jacksonville going to Seattle. Seattle -4.
If Seattle can play physical like they did against a decent offense in New Orleans last Monday night, they shouldn't have a problem here.
You like
Seattle?
Jacksonville money line. I think Jacksonville goes up there and wins this game.
I don't see how. Like on the road, cross country. The only thing you got to pound your chest about if you're a Jaguars fan is Trevor Lawrence. I don't think they have like.
It's a good thing to pound your chest over, though.
Yeah, he looks like a good player.
Yeah.
But there's no bones in Jacksonville. I always say bones, infrastructure, team.
Right.
There's no infrastructure there. Seattle's not Seattle.
I mean, Robinson's coming into his own. He looks like he's going to be a hell of a running back.
Okay.
Wide receivers are nice. Chenault. Marvin Jones is playing out of his mind over there.
I don't understand Chenault. From a fantasy standpoint.
Maybe not fantasy standpoint, but I think he's a very solid wide receiver.
He gets peppered with targets and never has any stats. It makes no sense.
All right, so you're Seattle?
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave that one alone. That's we kind of differ on that one. Tampa going to New Orleans. Tampa -4.
I'll take the 4.
I'll take the 4, yeah.
21 gun salute.
Yeah.
38-3 last week. Look, Tampa's really good. Tom Brady's really good. They have a really good football team in Tampa. But you don't just run through the league blowout after blowout like this. It's a division game. It's in New Orleans, hostile territory. Tampa Bay knocked them out last year in the Superdome.
I kind of am with you on that.
So, I mean, I'll take the 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Washington going to Denver.
Ugh.
That's another game that no one's really caring about. Denver -4.
Denver's always tough at home.
I would go Denver.
So that's
here.
my lean.
Yeah.
But I mean, Washington. Well, Gibson. I don't understand Gibson. Anyone who took Gibson in the first round of their draft. I mean,
this guy.
He's not doing anything unless I'm missing something.
I got him on my bench. I'm not even starting him this week.
And they throw the ball to McKissick out of the backfield.
Yeah, and that I don't understand, right? Because you got Gibson, who was a wide receiver who transitioned to a running back.
Yeah,
and he's not your third down back.
It seems like it'd be perfect for him to just get peppered with targets and peppered with receptions.
That's what it was last year. He had a lot of catches last year.
I faded both Gibson and Austin Eckler in my draft.
Oh, Eckler, you made a mistake.
Eckler's good.
Gibson, you were right on. I took Eckler in all 3 of my fantasy, or not Eckler, Gibson. I was all over Gibson this year. He was my guy that I thought was going to be great. Dallas going to Minnesota. That's tonight's game, Sunday night game. Minnesota's -2.5 now. At Dak,
he's a game time decision.
I believe he's going to be out. That's why this line, I believe, is this way. I think it would be more of a pick'em if he was in.
Who's Dallas's backup?
Is it Cooper Rush? Is it him still? I know he was there a couple of years ago.
I mean, you have if Dak is in and all things were a go,
or is it DiNucci?
It can't beat DiNucci. I'm better than that guy.
I don't know.
He almost beat the Eagles last year in Philadelphia.
Yes, he did,
which was a disgrace. But all things being equal, if everything was a go for Dallas, I'm hammering the Cowboys, right?
I would think so, but I'm taking Minnesota.
What's the over under?
52.
It's a little high, but not extremely.
It's not extremely high. I do still like the over on this.
And Kirk Cousins can't win a primetime game to save his life. His record is terrible.
I'm a Kirk Cousins guy. I'm taking Minnesota here. All right, last one before we kind of sign off here. Giants going to KC. KC -10. Are they
on the road? They're not good enough.
No. They're Kansas City's home.
Okay,
against the Giants
makes more sense then.
I just don't 10 still. That's a lot.
I would take the dogs have been barking on Monday night.
Yeah,
I cashed on the last 3 dogs on Monday night. I had the Titans. I had Seattle last week. And I forget who was before that. I think a dog covered for me.
But I'm taking the 10. Yeah, I think I'll take the 10.
But the only thing you have to worry about is are they going to have this game
where they just explode?
Everything clicks on offense, and they just beat the crap out of someone.
They put up a 48-pointer,
and maybe the Giants are the perfect punching bag for that.
They could be.
They're good on defense, though. Remember when I thought that Jalen Hurts was better than Daniel Jones?
Yeah, that was.
I don't think that anymore.
That was a joke.
Not that Daniel Jones is a world beater. by any stretch of the
Right.
imagination, but you got Tooney back. So, like, look, what's the over-under?
52 and a half.
So it's the same as the
Yeah.
Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Are the Giants going to, like, it's tough because I don't know what Kansas City team is going to show up.
Yeah. Well, I got the bet in 11-teamer, $1 bet wins $12.30.
$1,230.
Yeah.
What do we have? We had an 8,000 guy last week.
Yeah, I bet 5 on that one though.
Maybe that'll be our sweet spot.
There
today.
you go. We'll see. All right. Well, I guess
a
it's
few minutes
time
before
to kick
kickoff.
off. Yeah.
Signing off NFL Countdown here. We'll sign off here from the Boardwalk in Ocean City. He's John Coyle. I'm Rob Brinken. Shout out to Ralphie for keeping the train on the tracks today. Until next week, peace out, everybody.